11 minutes past 2. And yes, you're welcome back to the show. It's time for the last lap. Yeah, let's talk about parenting. Let's talk about teenagers. My name is Constance. So first of all, who is a teenager? Very simple. It's a person whose age between 13 and 19 years old. With the word adolescence, a stage of physical and psychological development that occurs during the puberty to adulthood. Adolescence is the teenagers earlier and end later. So this parenting team arrives that the police River State arrested for child trafficking. A teenager was trafficking other people. Interesting. Anyway, the state police spokesperson, Grace Coco, said of the 10 people that were rescued, they rescued 10 teenage girls. They said out of the 10, most of them were pregnant. Those that found out, like what they covered is that those in 5,000 naira, they have been months, and then the day the baby pops and you get 500k, and over next week, where are the parents of these 10 young girls? Most of them. And one of the suspects arrested, 17-year-old boy. And another person who's 29 years old, who were allegedly paid to impregnate the young girl. Where are parents of these? Where is parents of young man? Are they busy trying to? Are these girls also trying to support the family for this kind of thing? Go and carry the review to the baby. You don't have to. You get for it and make it seem like the family doesn't have time on of all of that and paying that on the day you're a child. I don't even want to think about. Okay, what if you give birth to this child? The child dies. You still get your 500k. What if in the process of giving birth to this child, there are complications and you die? What happens? Oh, that's why it's child trafficking. So it's possible that they don't agree to this. Someone kidnapped them and kept them there, and now forcing them to do that. And it's also possible that they agreed to do this and get money. And sometimes people would want to say, oh, it's there. It's the same way you would tell me as a child read that adults should touch her inappropriately. You say, but the child, we're not going to take that. It's a child. It's a child. Found these victims kept at Igura, the community in Igura government. So looking at this thing from the angle of maybe teenagers who accepted to offer their body, life, they don't even know their life is at stake here, so that they can get this money. Speaking from that angle, and then I ask, is a teenager, remember, what's the age now? 19? Is a teenager old enough to cater for him or herself? Are they now grown up that they can take care of themselves? And that reminds me also, there was this particular story in the news yesterday of some people who they were victims of, they lost their things. What happened in Elekahia was a fire around 30th of December or so. Our correspondent who visited that place recently had a young girl also speak, and she said she's 17 years old. She lost her father a while ago, and the mother abandoned her and her brother, and now she had to fend for herself. In fact, she said she had to take the brother back to the village so that, she said she's fending for herself. She's 17 years old. Of course, the fire has disrupted her plans for 2023. So I ask again, is a teenager old enough to cater for him or herself? Should we say because this girl has finished secondary school, but she's a teenager, But because this person has finished secondary school, they can take care of themselves. And then the other question I have. Are parents of teenagers misunderstanding them? Or maybe pressuring them a lot? These days, the other day, it was a young man who was shot dead. I think that should be around Diobo axis. 21-year-old or so. I'm sure it's not something he started when he was 20. Must have been doing it while he was younger. Perhaps he started as a teenager. We have a lot of young people, teenagers actually, who have joined cult groups. And so you ask, where are their parents? And crazy enough, sometimes when we talk about these things, we're looking at what comes to our mind is the children of the poor. Yeah, because I already mentioned Diob, so everybody would just be like, yeah, they're the ones. But even the rich, the people in the GRAs, and in the beautiful estates, yeah, they still have their kids who are teenagers, who have also joined cult groups, who are doing drugs, who are doing a lot of destructive things, experimenting. Trying on things. Go on the internet because parents now ensure their kids have, phones to reach them. Sometimes you want to call them and have a video call with them. And some parents have still not found out how to even police the phone. And then there are some parents who think that they are doing enough policing their children's phones, but they don't know that these kids are way ahead of them. Whatever parental limits you have placed on the phone, they know how to navigate through them and make sure it's intact for you when you are around. Anyway, so we still have these teenagers going on the internet to do a lot of crap. So it was the other day, it was a school, and they were talking about some kind of sexual activity amongst the students. I'm going to ask, are the issues of life threatening proper parenting? Or is this just that teenagers, of course, at that stage, they are prone to destructive behaviors? Yeah, because usually they use the word typical teenager. The typical teenager is struggling with their identity. They are obsessing about how they look. They are feeling awkward about the changes in their body. They want to follow every other person's examples. They find fault with their parents. They feel their parents don't understand them. So maybe the parents are doing what they should do, but these children are the ones who are deciding not to do what they have been told to do. And so that brings me to the last question I have before I open the phone lines. How can family members, I'm not talking about parents right now, other family members, the society, contribute in the proper upbringing of teenage children? You see teenagers around you. So how can we also be a part of their lives to ensure that they turn out well? 070-0923-0923, 070-0923-0923. And then send me a message via WhatsApp, 0809-030-6416. Hello, the sunny side.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Patience. You're just wondering what's in my heart from every angle of speak today.
Welcome, Patience.
I'm a mother. I've got all my kids are actually. I've got 2 teenagers and 1 adult. And when I heard that story over the news, I just said, "Wow, this is where we've come. This is where we've reached, and God help us, we don't go worse than this." Like you pointed out, an adult, a 40-year-old, is coordinating this using teenagers who are not old enough to make rightful decisions although we have exceptional teenagers who can make brilliant decisions. If you go through social media, you see some of them 14, 16, excelling academically. That's academically. But when it comes to moral and otherwise, some of them are so yet immature. Even from the age of, I think scientifically, it's been proven, or the research says people don't get matured enough till they're 28. That is still yet to be proven anyway. Now, we are faced with a society right now where we have a lot of broken homes. Whether we accept it or not, that is one major problem. Some homes are not broken physically, but they're broken. Both parents are living as, I don't know the right word to use right now. The level of immorality, infidelity, and these are glaring on social media here and there, which these children, unlike back in the days of our time, have full access to.
Patience, please, can you call me back? I need to go on a commercial break.
Okay.
All right. All right, welcome back now. 2:27 on the clock, and we're still discussing parenting teenagers, Aright. And I'm asking, are the issues of life threatening proper parenting? So I've shared a couple of stories we have in the news with you. Are the issues of life threatening proper parenting? Remember that teenagers or adolescents, they are those people that they've finished primary school. Yeah, from 13. This person should be in junior secondary school. And they're really growing, quickly. Some changes are happening to their bodies. And sometimes, some of them are so confused about what's happening to their body. There's this identity crisis also happening. So they're still trying to find their footing. And then there's also the pressure of school, of what you should and should not do, where you should and should not go, when you should and should not need to be taught, because you are still a child. They're still training you, bringing you up. And then we have those of them who, instead of taking it all in and coming down to really learn until they fully mature, they fight it. They fight their parents, fight anybody who's trying to correct them. And they would rather dance to the tune of destruction. Are life issues threatening proper parenting? All right, so let's get back to the phone lines. 070-0923-0923. 070-0923-0923. My name is Constance. All right, do well to call back if you can. This message I'm seeing here on Facebook, what's your name? Chile Edwin says, there is no issues of life anywhere, but we have created standards that are difficult to meet, thereby giving room to what is happening today at the family level, where someone who should be in the village farming is struggling to live in the city, riding keke na pep and sending the children to private schools. Chile Edwin, should I ask you for the name of this person? Because it's like you have... There's someone in your mind already. You're beefing somebody. What's up? All right. Thank you for your message, though. Hello. Okay. And please, my first caller, Patience, please, you can as well call me back. All right. Before we went on that break, you were saying something. Hello. Hello. All right. Help me, help you, help all of us, and turn off your radio set, so that when you begin to talk, we can hear you loud and clear. All right? Thank you very much. The phone lines are good, so keep those calls coming. You can as well send a message via WhatsApp to 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. La 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 la. Hello.
Hello.
Turn off your radio set, please. Yeah, it's almost as if you're whispering. What's up? Okay. Your voice was really, really low. All right, the teens are doing it so that they can make their mom proud. What are you saying? Doing it? Doing what? Good afternoon. Some of those teenagers started work at the age of 14 and 16 years. You say some of these girls, they are street girls. Some of them leave village to the cities in the name of house help. Before you know, they will start misbehaving. Patoki from Morazi. Okay, Patoki. Hello? Oh, wow. Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon. It's the sunny side. Turn off your radio set. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm out from the radio.
Okay.
Good day. What is there is that my name is Lucky Remosen.
All right,
What
Lucky.
is there is that parents have lost it all.
What have they lost?
Well, why am I saying that is that in the neighborhood, you can see some children misbehaving. And you try to correct them. The mother will shout on you. Or we say that you should go and get your, you should not talk to your children like that, or you should not touch your children. So for the person to ask you what the child did, why are you correcting the child? He won't do that. And some of them too, in the school, when you correct their children, they will come from the house to come and fight you. So many things have gone wrong when it comes to the family level. So when they are growing, they will grow with that impression. So that's what I understand here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you.
So there's he's talking about this thing. Before now, there was, that saying that one person does not train a child. I said it in English. It's not sounding well. Oh my goodness me! All right. So I don't want to say that it's totally no longer what it is, because I'm sure that there are places where it is still like that, where everybody is involved in the upbringing of the children around there. So there are places where it is still accepted. But because of some excesses of some adults, you won't also blame parents who decide that, please, face your front, leave my child for me. Because some people, in the name of they're correcting your child, begin to groom your child and get them to start doing some other nonsense in the nearest future. Some other people get to abuse your children. Some people don't know the difference between correction and abuse. Even parents, yeah. Parents, you beat a child and you want to almost kill the child. That's abuse. You're not correcting the child. Like those of them who will now go and put knife inside fire. Say, let me give him mark so that he will, whenever he sees this mark on his body, he will remember, you are abusing the child. You're not correcting the child. I just pray that the Lord does not catch up with you, because all that your ginger, it will end though. I'm just saying. So some parents have decided they choose that nobody should correct their child because of some other things, and you wouldn't blame them for that. All right? Okay, you will have to call back, please. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah, Mr. Zion, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zion. Please go on.
Thank you for this topic. It's interesting to talk it out. We are sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and most of us don't know the consequences of our omission to these kids on the street. For these ones, they are not our own. We don't know the consequences yet. Some 3 years back, I get to start with two of these guys at the Jarway Junction. And their confessions, what they told me is happening to them. And what is going on among them, I know we are in for tough times.
What did they say?
You say during the day, they go to clean windshield of people. In the night, some of them are being paid to peddle drugs in this city, Port Harcourt. As little as those girls are, they take them out for prostitution, drop them in the morning. This is a confession direct. I'm not telling you them things. By the grace of God, I'm this kind of person that I just want to be in tune with nature. I don't like them see away. I like to go see things for myself. And when you bring this conversation, I decided to call by this time to hear the views of people. Most of us, we have close to 10 million naira in our account doing nothing. And we see these kids, we abandon them, no be our picking. Give them 10 years and see the dragon you have successfully breed into society. These people who are carrying arms, so the armed robbers and kidnappers, they are not old people, they are teenagers. When the street has breeded for us, if you like build your wall, skyscraper, if they want to come, they will come. And look at that cliche. I no get papa, I no get mama, now you could lose. Look at another cliche. If I do you anything, even if you catch me, now 3 months too, I will come back. Look at the slogan they are using. That people are motivated or jinxed with such comments. And you send your children to school, you are paying 10 million, 5 4 children are secure there. Until when the society will come back home and tell ourselves the truth. And what is the truth? A father and a mother cannot train their children alone.
All right.
It is the involvement of everybody. Your 1 naira can go a far way in that government school you don't want to take care of. Your 200,000 naira can take care of that unity school close to you for these children to be enrolled. This one I start with, he doesn't know his father, he doesn't know his mother. All what he told me, my mother died of HIV. And before she died, she gave me to this woman. This woman said she cannot take care of me. That is why I am here. The truth is this. If you are close to these guys, they are so interesting. They are loving children. But we let them to be so wild in the desert. And we expect them to come and be a puppy in our houses. No. Most of them don't like us because when we see them, we look them with disdain. We don't love them. So there's a precaution to take to will not love us. But when you love them, they will love you back. When you discuss with them, they will discuss with you. Can we for once have a forum? Go gather these children, discuss with them. Can we go to one unity school and tell the proprietor or the headmaster, these are 5 of these children, train them. I will take care of their school fees. My wife will take care of their feeding. My uncle will take care of their transport. We can achieve this and secure our 10 years. But if we omit them, we are omitting our 10 years.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Zion. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon. I'm Favor.
All right, Favor.
I just want to tell that man I just finished talking that kudos to him, that God should keep on blessing him for me. He just said what I wanted to hear. You know, tell him that I said that God should bless him very well.
All right. I'm sure he heard. Thank you for calling, though. Good afternoon, Constance. Some of these missing girls' parents are coming on air to ask for assistance on their whereabouts. This is what they do normally. As for your question, a teenager is not supposed to fend for him or herself. But because of the way our country is now, everybody, whether teenager or adults, everybody wants to meet up with life. But the question should be, are they following the right way? The answer is capital letter no. Valentine from Abonima. All right, Valentine. Hello? All right. Please call back if you can. Good afternoon, Constance. The truth is that the real responsibility is on the individual. Thinking of who to blame by someone who can respond to stimuli is an act of irresponsibility. A failed parent doesn't fail because he or she is parenting. The failure, if traced, will show that this individual failed even when he or she neglects responsibility to set a standard for life as a teenager. Who failed has failed. No need to justify or blame anyone. Thank you. I'm Michael. All right, Michael. All right, so the video you sent me, Bright, I've not clicked on the video, but you say, good afternoon, Constance. I think you should see this video. I am so pained right now. This is wrong. Can you explain to me, like send me a message and tell me what is in the video? Because I wouldn't like to click and watch something I'm not supposed to watch in case you are sharing child porn with me. So send me a message so I can have an idea of what's in the video. All right, thank you very much. Hello?
Yeah, Constance, it's me, Patience.
Oh, Patience, finally, you called back. All right.
Okay. As much as Mr. Zion has said, that is a good one as well. That's for those who already don't have those to mentor them and to care for them. But I wanted to start from the home front. I stopped at saying that we have a lot of broken homes today. Some are physically broken, some are broken but cannot be seen directly. Now, what are the effects? The residual effect of these broken homes. The silent watchers is what I call them. That's the children. And they are exposed to things they're not meant to go through. We're talking about teenagers spending for themselves. This is not the only country where teenagers spend for themselves. Mm-hmm. Even the Obodo Yibo that people think, and let me use your analogy, they think when you arrive there, you've arrived at heaven. Of course not. We have the who also wait tables, do go on mow lawns, babysit. These are responsible ways of making money weekends and holidays. And their system supports that because they pay per hour and it's but here, the economy is bad. Yes, we know. I come back to the family again because that's the cell unit of the society. When we could understand economy bad, so you focus on the economy. You want to make the money to live a life, and then by the time if you're fortunate, you're able to make it. What is the effect? Well, unfortunately, some parents don't even care.
Yeah.
You see parents love their children on social media, buying them stuff. Kids as young as 20, 18, 17, 21, buying them fancy cars, to rectify their own broken stuff. It's a lot of problem going through. Now, this one was about work. One of them not be under a rate, and it can also and they will tell you of them their mothers are having and then they kind of have their children. The girl child, the boy, the girls. Here, like Suzanne said, yes, we have adults who are even grandfathers who will patronize these little girls.
Yeah.
Some even as young as 13, 14. We see them in our environment. Let's not pretend. And they go join them. They go for guns. And some of them are being used for hookups with other women who are mothers of or older than these children's mothers. That's where we are today. Now, I don't know about the video you received, but I saw a video online of a young father. When I looked at him, I don't think he could go beyond 25 or 27, let's assume. Carrying a baby daughter, smoking weed, and also putting that weed in that child's mouth.
Yeah, I think that's the video Bright sent me as well.
I guess so. So who will see that and think that young man is sane? And that person is a father. So not everybody that can actually produce a child or reproduce a child is a parent. That's the truth. Now, that is, by the way, we're not talking about Nigeria. The foreign culture is also infiltrating and destroying a lot here for us, for those who allow. Because even intentional parents are finding it hard. You need to work extra hard to keep your children away from these vices. They go to school, they mix with this kind of people. You need to keep a very strong group on them to hold your children. I wanted to cite an example. We all know Mariah Carey, a very popular musician, right?
Yeah.
She's married. She was married to a very popular celebrity, Nick Cannon rather. We hear the story going on. He has fathered 10 children with how many mothers and less than how many as he's married. And I ran into someone, a youth who came in from the UK just 2 weeks ago. And he was proud to say in front of people that he's 30 years old, that he's a father to 4 kids from 4 baby mamas. I was like, what? He said, yeah, it's a thing out there. He was using the British accent. It's a thing out there that the mamas, the society can actually give him money for the kids to be taken care of, and the mothers are also taken care of, and at the end of the day, he will be taken care of later. Are you seeing a mindset? Not them, say not social media. One-on-one interaction with someone 2 weeks ago. Please, which way Nigeria?
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Patience. So from what she said so far, and of course, Bright, thank you for the video. Bright has explained to me that the video is that of the father who, we had that in the news though, the father who was carrying a baby girl and was also feeding the baby with the weed he was smoking. And I hear that the police in Lagos State is looking for him, or is it the Nigeria Police Force? The police is looking for this man to find out if he's okay. Yeah, you know how they're going to find out anyway. All right. So it's more like we also have children parenting children. Yeah, so sometimes we think that a child is someone who is below primary school age or who is in primary school. When you have a 20-year-old who has not finished taking orders and counsel and direction from his parents, and he's now a father, what's going to happen? So you have children parenting children. But then we also fail to look at poverty. Poverty is another thing. Because we also have parents who are not children. They are grown-ups. But poverty will not allow them to think well. Poverty will not let them parent properly. They feel like, I've given birth to you. I've told you. If you like, do. If you like, don't do. They're not ready to do that thing called inculcating. Because even they too don't even have it. I mean, you can't even give what you don't have. Some people do not have it. They don't have the character, first of all. Like when you tell me that a woman or a man is having an extramarital affair in their marriage, they don't have it. So how are they going to keep their children from misbehaving? Or a man who believes that you make money from whatever means possible. So far money enters your account. So far money is called your own money. It doesn't matter. No integrity. Straightforwardness doesn't exist. Accountability, zero. This person doesn't have it. And so they can't inculcate what they do not have in their children. So then, if we say the parents are not doing it well, who then should do it? Because if we keep having a cycle of, should I say, destructive parents, birthing children and bringing them up in a destructive way, those kids are going to grow up to become destructive parents as well, who will birth kids and still bring them up that way. And then it's just going to keep happening. And I'm sure it's not something we want. And so we say the school should come to the aid of the parents. And remember, it's not only the children of the poor. And that's why the word is not poor people, bad parenting. No, we're discussing parenting teenagers aright. Parenting them aright. So we have the school there. We have the religious organizations there to also play their part. And of course, we have the society, which, still makes up, is made up of the people, the human beings, who might be from the church, from the mosque, from people around the neighborhood, from anywhere, the society, where people see a young person doing something wrong and they can say, hey, stop that. But I've seen people in this Port Harcourt say, leave them all, I beg, before somebody will use knife and stab me. I beg, what's my own? All those small boys that have gone to join court, let them be doing what they're doing, I beg. Let me mind my business. That's the kind of society we live in. And I've also heard people say, I beg, before that one will insult me, I should be the one to tell her, I beg, I'm not her mother. Before she will wash me with her mouth. That's the kind of society we live in now. Where people will say, it's not my business. Is she my daughter? Is he my son? Here, I better go. Face front. Mind your business and drink water. Some people are even championing that on social media these days. And then someone is asking me for the video of where a man is giving his daughter weed. Go and look for it on the internet. I think you'll find it on Twitter. Google it, you'll find it. Parenting teenagers aright. Any child in a society is for all. Because of this, we have the right to correct any child with discipline. If you see that child doing a wrong thing, our society today is running out of morality because we claim the child is not to be flogged in school and take it easy way out of our new way out. Abi? Our new Western culture. Look at our politicians, for example, and other leaders in our society today. What they have is what they are giving out, and it affects everyone. So let's correct it on time. Let us go back to African culture. Till date, many countries are still culturally discipline their indigenous people. Benjamin Onyedikachi on Facebook. And then Winifred Dapper says parents have lost priorities. They leave the training for the school and church, forgetting that they have their responsibilities as parents to train their children properly. And one other thing is the fact that parents use the excuse of they need to make money or take care of the family without making out time to teach the children the proper things they're supposed to know as children. All right. And then All right. Thank you very much. I think that's where I'm going to have to draw the curtain right now. A very quick break, and then I come back to say my proper goodbyes. Just stay tuned.
The River State Internal Revenue Service sends her warmest season's greetings to all her corporate clients, company directors, and other members of the business community in River State. As partners, we have enjoyed a seamless, fruitful, and symbiotic relationship in 2022, and we wish to thank you all. Please be reminded that all corporate clients are expected to file their annual returns between 1st to 31st of January 2023.
It's 4 minutes to the top of the hour, 3 p.m. And of course, at 3 p.m., we'll bring you the news reversed today. And afterwards, Dayo will be here for hard facts. Moses Okoro says, these children, I believe their parents are aware, because I understand it is what they see them doing. Some of these parents, anything they see their children doing is always okay. They refuse to say no to some things they see them do. All right. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today. My name is Constance Mega. And, well, of course, follow us on social media, Nigeria Info PH Facebook, Nigeria Info FM _PH for Instagram, and Nigeria Info PH for Twitter. You can also find me on social media, Constance Mega for Twitter and Constance Mega for Instagram and LinkedIn. God bless you. Enjoy the